Scheana and Katie are at war. That's right. First, Scheana declared that Katie is really forgettable on Gia Giudice's podcast, and then Katie fired back, saying, well, Scheana, I didn't want to go to your piece of shit second wedding, and I only went because Bravo made me. How much further will this war go between these two foes? We just don't know. Now here's Amy with more stuff to say about this war between these two.
Shocking stuff. I didn't listen to the whole episode, but I listened to like a 3+ minute clip, which I felt was enough.
Me too. Oh, I loved that 3-minute clip. I said, thank you, whoever chopped that thing up.
So I guess because Scheana had like done a rebuttal to something she had heard Katie said, and then Katie rebutted to that, or it was something that was in her book.
No, you hit it better than my war summary. You're right. What I said was wrong. So Scheana just said forgettable, a little jab. But in the book, apparently, which I'm still reading, I'm a slow reader. I love it. I take every page. I read every word. I look up the words in the dictionary. So I'm going slow as hell. But she said that Katie, the final straw of the cast or something, was when Katie chose to go on her wedding trip or whatever. She really made a big deal of that. That's what Katie was referring to on the Disrespectfully podcast, which you read the book. You probably remember that sentiment, I guess.
Yeah. I think it was something like, she was happy for Katie to come, even though Scheana wasn't allowed to go on that other girls trip. And so she lost out on that paycheck. So like she was talking about it in like cash terms of like, when you don't get invited to something, it means you don't get your coins.
Yeah.
But she was like, and I was happy for Katie to come. I don't remember if she I think she did get into the whole like blocked off rooms thing in the book of like, remember like the hotel was full and she was like, Katie, please like relinquish your room over to me. And she was like, I don't want to, or whatever. Yeah. Like there was some drama with that because she was going with Christina Kelly. But yeah, Katie was saying that Bravo told her, or like a producer told her, that like they needed her to go to the wedding because the only reason they were going to film the wedding was because there were going to be two like rival trips, which I was like, it was never a rival trip. It was that like Katie was going to be staying there at the same time as the wedding.
I know. I started screaming and cheering, saying, Katie, this makes perfect sense. I said, no questions, Your Honor. I love this. What a peek behind the curtain. But then as I thought about it, and we were texting about it a little bit, and I was just kind of like, after I thought about it, I was like, what? I was like, the entire cast was going to go to Scheana's second wedding to Brock. Where was their wedding? In Mexico?
Mexico, yeah.
I mean, a cast trip to Mexico, a second wedding for Scheana to Brock. But for some reason, the Bravo producers or whoever, Vanderpump Rules, were like, no, we don't want to film it. We need, but Katie, if you go with Christina Kelly, it will be perfect because the entire cast will be there and we'll get that hot fire between you two for this entire time. It's like, was that just maybe something that Jeremiah said to Katie to cook up, just to be like, oh my God, you know, we probably won't go there, but if you went, that would be amazing if we saw you there. What fodder for entertainment it would be, because it doesn't really make sense on its face. This is kind of like a perfect opportunity to film for Vanderpump Rules. I mean, you get all the hallmarks of reality television at Scheana's second wedding. You get to poke fun at it if you want. It's also just a wedding, which is beautiful for some people to see. And 95% of the cast were going to go. So why wouldn't you film it?
Right. Yeah, I have a feeling that they both think they're right and they were told certain things that the producers were playing to each of them. Like, you know, Scheana, they were like, yeah, like, would love to film your wedding. Like, please give us access to that. And then to Katie, they're like, we need you there because otherwise it's not going to work.
Yeah, if Jeremiah is really like that, a little stinker like that, I mean, no offense. I mean, I don't think you're like a stinker like this, Jeremiah, but if he was like kind of like, Katie, we're not going to film Scheana's wedding. We don't really want to unless you travel with Christina Kelly to get there to really make Katie want to come because of the dynamic that she was going to show off or something. It's interesting. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Maybe somewhere in between these two stories lies the truth. But what I did get a sense of is that Katie is fucking pissed at Scheana. She goes, "Don't send me your garbage, your shit, your book. I don't want you to ever have my address. I want you completely out of my life forever." And I was like, "Oh my God,
Damn,
things are
she's
bad."
still
with
got
Scheana.
that fire.
She's pissed at Scheana, and it made me say, it made me so sad, and I longed for the days when Katie was like, "You're my shishu, and I'll never forget you." And when they rekindled their friendship during the Stassi era, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that was so sweet." I liked when Katie and Scheana were united, but now I don't think there's any coming back for those two. They are foes, like I said.
Yeah. I feel like, so we know that Katie's still cool with Stassi. She's like an auntie to her kids. I don't know that they see each other very often, but they're like in a good, decent place. Does she ever see Kristen?
Does Katie see Kristen?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think very often.
Or
I think that
Brittany?
Katie does
Or,
not see Brittany.
and
Brittany is
definitely not
commented.
Lala.
No, I don't think they're doing good either. I mean, this is a fractured, splintered group. I mean, completely. Scheana did say, I think in Gia Judice's thing, she was like, they're skewing younger. Next Gen NYC, whatever the hell other show, I can't remember. She was like, oh, the Vanderpump Rules reboot obviously is skewing younger. And she was like, we don't make sense as a cast anymore. We are just to the winds, all of us, completely on separate journeys. So the show just doesn't make sense, and that's why it's over. She'd kind of come to terms, I guess, with this fractured group.
Yeah. I saw a clip of Ashley Simpson on Watch What Happens Live, and she said that her and her husband, Evan Ross, is that his name? Diana Ross's son, are friends with Danny Bucco, and that they're also friends with Scheana.
Really? I saw that too. I saw that Ashley Simpson surprised everyone by saying she's friends with Scheana. Huge win for Scheana. She's friends with everybody.
Andy was like, no. I was like, is that interesting? I don't know.
Yeah, that. I mean, it's interesting to me. I'm going to think about that for a long time. But yeah, it was kind of a a little bit of just a reigniting of this feud, between Katie and Scheana, that it's still ongoing. And Katie, I was surprised because I feel like Katie was she kind of keeps tight-lipped about this post Vanderpump Rules era, but she just had to take this final shot at Scheana.
Yeah, she was bragging that she doesn't normally spill behind the scenes secrets and stuff because she's good at her job, and she was saying that the way that she got included on the trip was because she was good at her job, and she threw a low blow and was like, I don't get demoted like some people.
Yeah, meaning we know specifically that Scheana was demoted twice, season 8 and season
9?
11.
Oh. As if we could keep those facts straight.
She was demoted twice. I'll just say that. That's an absolute fact. Other than that, I mean, any other final thoughts about the end of Scheana and Katie's beautiful friendship? I mean, I gotta say, news-wise, I basically see a tumbleweed rolling across
on the Bravo front, at least. We've been a little distracted, so that might just be the only headline you get.
I haven't seen one piece of news. I saw that Kathy Hilton. Sorry, right. Bravo news. We'll talk about. Kathy Hilton gave a huge. She had a big, huge fire sale. She was screaming at anyone who listened. She said,
really?
"Come take my stuff." Yeah, Kathy Hilton. Virtual Reality had an exclusive where Kathy Hilton was.
Wouldn't you know?
They are amazing, and they go. Kathy Hilton is getting rid of a bunch of her garbage, and so anyone, I guess, could go to her.
We should have gone.
House. I know. I think it was a virtual reality sort of sanctioned event, and
she probably has Michael Jackson's gloves or something like that.
Totally. Oh my God, his famous gloves that he loves. Yeah, no. Imagine the oddities. Not that those are oddities, but imagine the oddities and artifacts that Kathy Hilton has access to. Probably like the original Hilton. Hilton. What's the things they keep in hotels that have all the rules of the hotel? Like the original rules.
Not Vanderpump Rules, Hilton rules.
Like the original rules that the old Mr. Hilton wrote down. Thou shalt not go into thy other rooms. Thou shalt not jump on beds.
Thou shalt pay for the minibar.
Thou shalt pay for your minibar. Oh my God, to see the sort of Hilton artifacts that you could have gotten from Rick.
Oh my gosh. I just remembered I was listening to Alicia Silverstone on a podcast the other day,
Oh.
and she brought up American Woman. She said, I played Paris Hilton's grandma on a show, and she said that she loved it. And I was like, we got to watch that sometime for real.
I do want to see it. That was, we've talked, that was the impetus for Kathy being like, those are stories you shall not tell. And it was, Alicia Silverstone was, Kathy's mom. Kathy Big Kathy. So, wow. I do want to watch that someday.
Yeah. Maybe to prep for New Beverly Hills. There was also the big Umansky wedding, or I guess whatever her last name is going to be.
Oh, news just fell into our laps from the clouds. Thank you for reminding me. That wedding, I didn't see a photo yet. What did you
did
what was your sense? Oh, no. What was your sense of this wedding? It looked beautiful.
It looked nice. Yeah, it seemed, expensive, all the bells and whistles, all the sisters were bridesmaids. It looked, I got a little emotional watching some parts of it because I was thinking, these Umansky girls grew up so fast.
I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Was Kim was there, I assume, right?
You know what? I can't confirm or deny. I didn't see that.
Okay. All right. Was it in no cast?
I saw Kathy. I think all of the cast were there. I saw Teddy Mellencamp was there.
Oh, good.
There was a photo with Erica and I forget who else, but someone said, where's, the other girls? And Kyle commented, they're here, just not in the photo. So I think there was no housewives were not invited or something, but.
Oh my God. Yeah. I saw that too. They were like, put
Like,
down the
where's Dorit?
knives. Yeah. They were like, put down your knives. Dorit was invited. Sutton was invited. You know what I mean? They were like, they were like, I'm looking at the photos now. They're beautiful. They danced to their wedding song was Waterloo.
Really?
I think something. I'm sorry. I'm doing research in real time, so maybe that's not actually true. These photos are beautiful.
Yeah, I saw she sang something too. I forget what song, but she sounded really good. She could actually sing.
Really?
Is it Alexia? Is that the one?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. She sang.
Yeah. Like apparently it was not planned. She jumped on the stage with the band and they let her sing.
Really? Oh my God! And did you saw footage of that?
Yeah, she sounded good.
Oh my God! All right, I need to see that. I wish I would have been able to sing at my wedding.
I saw them do the
me.
little chair thing.
Oh,
I'm not Jewish and I'm also not married, but I'm like, I would love to do that.
I would love to too. We should start. People should start incorporating that into weddings. That even if
can we do it at BravoCon?
Yeah, let's bring a big chair and bring it to the Bravo Bazaar and have people start lifting us up. And that'd be so cool. Be like, don't
celebrate us.
Yeah, it'd be like, don't look at Marisol's brand, whatever that is. Look at us on this chair.
Yeah, don't look at Jax's sweater or Tamra's breast implant or whatever else they have.
Whatever the hell that stuff is. Yeah. Well, great. Well, you thank you so much for I forgot about that news. That was great. And I like that Mauricio, for now, Mauricio and Kyle still have a amicable separation. They're kind of like, they're cute. They're still cute. I see them looking at each other and smiling. And you know what I mean? I'm sure Mauricio's doing some weird stuff, but like it hasn't gotten to like toxic, bad, horrible territory between them.
Yeah, I hope they make it through without anything too contentious. But
they will.
I'm not particularly convinced that the new season's going to be any good.
Yeah, I think you're right. There has been an issue with a few franchises where Bravo has let them ride a little too long with current casts without doing some major shakeups or adding some new elements in there, and that's definitely true of OC. And you could argue that Beverly Hills is hitting there. Miami, for having a sort of cast that hasn't had a shakeup, they added Stephanie, which she's doing a lot of great work there. Stephanie's really propelling this season forward with her. So, well, I guess I got to say this. Can we please say that we did mission accomplished news? I mean, there was nothing else to say news-wise. And I think that we should talk about these two kind of bad. OC was much worse. So OC was bad. Miami was okay.
Yeah.
But this is, I got to be honest. I mean, this was a rough batch of episodes. Would you concur with me?
Yeah, it was kind of just a smattering of shit. And no mention of Katie whatsoever. We're just pretending that never happened, I guess, for now.
Yeah, let's talk about OC first. I don't think that you and we would be sort of boring people to tears to actually go through this episode. But the first thing I was watching after 15 minutes of OC, I was saying to myself, what the hell is happening? I was texting you. I was going ... I'm worried. This completely kind of sucks, and it never really got better. And I have to say, this is why what you just referenced. They pulled Katie out. We got a little cute snout of Norman. I got to tell this to Norman as well. So I don't know why the hell Katie was just fired and removed from the cast. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. You just pulled the hot center of gravity from your season that everybody is pissed at halfway through, right? Because Emily is mad and they don't like liars on their cast. Like, since when? Yeah. Thou shalt. What's that phrase that let thee who is without. What's the first? Let thee who is without sin cast thy first stone. Yeah. This is like, there's been people who have told the most tremendous whoppers in history. Why is Katie just ostracized completely? And then you lost this center of your season halfway through. And then I got to say, it was like they did a reset. I don't know what episode this is. 12, 10, what is it?
Something like that.
All of a sudden they go, basically don't even reference Katie, and they go, let's start talking about Tamra and Shannon again, and Tamra and Jenn. And Tamra goes, I got a big trip I want to go on with everyone. It was so clear that a producer said, we don't know what the fuck is going on with Katie. You guys are refusing to film with her. Let's just go on a trip and
one night only. It'll be really easy. One of them will be not that far in Temecula. One of them will be at Heather's condo or whatever. So let's just get a location on board because we need to do something.
Yes. So that's the major problems with this episode. Remove Katie and then just take a random trip to rehash garbage that hadn't risen to the occasion of being worth talking about this season. Only the Katie stuff was worth talking about. Yeah. Why did Katie get removed?
I don't get it. I don't know if they just refused to film with her or what the hell, but and then all the stuff that I'm seeing online is now Tamra's back on board with Katie. So she's like going around the alliances that were formed and starting over again with like a fresh.
Well, too late, because she should have done that with the season. She should have been like, I am starting to agree with Katie. And then if Tamra aligned herself with Katie in the season, that would send shockwaves. That it's too late now to be like, oh, right. I wish I would have done this differently. But there's probably precedent for this. And please illuminate us, Turtle Time listeners. Yeah. But it seems very weird that the Bravo cast got to purposefully just isolate someone. It happened on Vanderpump Rules, but they still filmed with James. They gave James his entire his point of view for entire seasons on Vanderpump Rules when he was ostracized from the cast. It doesn't seem right that Emily and Jenn Pedranti just get to declare that Katie can't come around filming anymore. Is it just that all cast members hate her at this point? So they're like, we refuse?
I guess. I mean, I don't want Jenn Pedranti in charge of my storylines that I'm watching. That's not the mastermind at work that I need. But no, it's confusing and weird. And I don't know anyone. I haven't seen anyone online or in person in the flesh that thinks that this season is good.
Yeah, I threw him a couple bones. I said episode 6, that was good, and like what? But overall, this was horrible to kind of just stop this season dead in its tracks and reset about Tamra and Shannon. All of a sudden was really weird. I'm struggling to find a precedent for something like this where it gets derailed.
Except for like COVID.
Yeah, maybe COVID. Okay, and then my second thought, because we're just talking about the main issues here. Why the hell was one of the things a Heather sleepover in Beverly Hills? Why did they need to separate the cast? Why couldn't they all go to Temecula? What was learned, or what was enriched by having them split to have these distinct trips where one of them is just Heather showing them around Beverly Hills and going to Beverly Hills restaurants?
It was very strange. I literally don't know. It was so weird. And so we could just cruise right through. Like at the beginning, there's like bullshit. There's like cheer competition bullshit. There's like Heather's podcast, I don't care. There's animal volunteering, which like I love that, but it was such filler.
It's filler. It was all filler. It really gives filler to you. It's like, hey, it's like we don't know what we're doing here. It was that's what I said. It was 15 minutes of I was like, what is happening? Why are we not talking about how Katie left in disgrace last week and was
sorry, I don't need to hear about Emily and Shane dealing with their son for like the 30th time when it's just the same commentary again that they disagree on how to handle the situation. I'm like, it's not that interesting anymore. Like, yeah, sorry.
I have, I completely agree with you. And I do in theory, I'm like, this stuff is not like, it's not what I am really interested in talking about and thinking about. But there is, I know, people who are getting a lot of value, from those scenes. It's just, it's probably not the turtle time ethos to be indulging in that stuff. She did add a little extra like family disruption elements to it, which I was like, okay, well, for me, I guess now I am, I'm like thinking more about these family dynamics for sure.
You're a family man.
I'm a kind of a family guy. Like, hey, now I'm really thinking about family shit. No, but I just meant like how it affects the other kids. Like Isabella wasn't getting enough attention. The Luke twin, I don't know that boy's name. He's one of the best kids I've ever seen in Bravo history. Keller. He was like, Mommy, I'm not. I need a I didn't mean to. I wasn't doing impression. Mommy, I want attention like Luke, or I feel sad too. And I'm like, okay. This is like it is definitely the headline for Emily, and it is the deepest thing that she should be going through. But I understand also that it's kind of like we are seeing these scenes over and over again.
Yeah.
So but then again, I also don't chastise, and you don't either. But I don't devalue that Emily is just like, hey, this is first and foremost for me. We got to pop in. But I think that nothing else is going on too. And it kind of just, you know what I mean? So it's like we're seeing a lot of this.
Yeah. We get a quick moment with Tamra and her daughter where she's just talking shit about Shannon to her daughter going, look, I got her a self-help book called How to Not Be a Miserable Cow.
I know.
I was like, huh?
Yeah, I said huh too, and what's her name? Sophie or Sophia? I always forget. Sophia, Sophie.
Yeah,
Sophia.
Sophie.
I think it's Sophie.
Well, because which one doesn't Shannon have a daughter named Sophie too?
Totally, there's
so maybe it's Sophia.
Yeah, Sophia. Yeah, she's kind of the better angel on Tamra's shoulder. She goes, you throw shade even when you're trying to give compliments. Oh, and also this Tamra stuff is so just kind of ridiculous because Tamra, I think, is acting as a producer puppet in this moment, being like, yes, I'll host the Temecula trip for no reason. And also, I am going to tell anyone who will listen that I want to repair my relationships with Jenn and Shannon. She's making so much of a bigger deal about it, kind of out of nowhere, to make up for the lack of Katie. So she's fully playing into the narrative that they want to have happen in this episode.
Right. I know. I feel like if they didn't just go to Big Bear last season, then they would have gone to Big Bear at her house and then Heather's on the other. But yeah, some of them drive to Temecula, some of them drive to Beverly Hills. In the drive to Temecula, Shannon reveals that she's missing like a few teeth.
Yeah. Did she say, look what's missing on my body, or what? How did she instigate? How did she?
Yeah. She was like, I'm missing my flipper, which I think is like a temporary thing, like where you like put it in.
Yeah, and then they're kind of like, "Oh my god!" And then they did a really odd thing. No offense, no offense. I mean, I love OC, but no offense. But they
Deep
do
thoughts?
this. Oh my god! I go, what the hell? I go. We're doing a reference to Jack Handy's Deep Thoughts and SNL. I mean, I love him. God love him.
No one watching knows what that is.
Even that, I was just like, what a random edit to give Shannon about her grandfather's.
You were really grasping at straws.
It was a mess. Did they even, not to keep continuing going back to this, but did they even explain why two of them go to Heather's Beverly Hills? Did they even justify it for 1 second?
Because it's really awkward at the beginning. Like, does Tamra goes shopping or something with Emily, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that what it is? Yeah, and she goes, yeah, I invited some of the girls to Temecula, and he would just want to be like, why not her? What do you mean?
Yeah, you mean why not Heather? And why didn't those people go too? The Heather side.
Right.
Yeah. No, right, you're right. No, I'm just like, what the hell? It was just like, I was like, what the hell's going on? I mean, they're probably like, this was on the cutting room floor. They're like, should we just skip this episode? Oh, and then, okay, so, okay, a couple notable, there's motorcycles, but it's all just like, you're like, it's all for naught. What is this for?
Right.
What does it mean?
I will say, as Kismet would have it, we, a peek behind the curtain, happened to have talked about the Vanderpump Rules episode where Sandoval picks up Schwartz in the motorcycle with a sidecar today. And then I started OC right after, and there was a motorcycle with a sidecar.
Yes, they were doing sidecar shit, and it's like, imagine Amy and I today. Oh my God, recording a bunch of
My
fucking
head's spinning
shit.
around.
I'm like, what are we talking about? Vanderpump Rules? Are we talking about the Mauricio wedding?
I don't know what the hell is going on.
Then they go, okay, well, two great Heather moments. I just want to say them now in case we forget. Heather reveals that she is taking Groundlings Improv 101, and she goes, I'm loving Groundlings. I'm getting back to my musical theater group. And then they show this wonderful clip of her in this Black Friday comedy written by some Groundlings writer, for a sketch writer. And it's her singing this musical. And then the other cast members go, what the hell is Heather doing in Groundlings? She's not funny in any way. Why is she interested in improv? That's really weird.
Wow, I guess you didn't watch Hot in Cleveland or the show Jenny.
Totally. She's really funny in those shows. She plays Jenny. Is it Jenny McCarthy's roommate?
Something like that.
Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah.
Am I right? Jenny McCarthy. Okay. Yeah. I remember. We watched the pilot. It was a really, really funny. It's kind of like they're two sort of like odd couple. They're like an odd couple. Heather's, I think, a little uptight, and then Jenny McCarthy's a little more loose. I love that kind of stuff. So they go, so she's doing that, and then I want to say my next Heather one, because I don't know if we'll get to it, was when Heather they're going down Rodeo Drive, and they're about to eat at Crustacean restaurant.
Crustacean.
They're going to Crustacean, and they go, look, there's a paparazzi outside of Crustacean.
I actually loved this.
Me too. Waiting for, or they'll go, I didn't call them. Ha ha. Heather goes, I didn't call them. Ha ha. Isn't it so funny that there's a paparazzo? Yeah, and they're getting the best photos they've ever had. Heather, Emily, and
on Rodeo.
Heather, Emily, and
Gretchen.
Gretchen. Hell yeah, this paparazzo is going, I struck gold. And then she goes, Heather, guess what? The paparazzo says this. Heather, I know the paparazzi that took that photo in Disneyland, and you for sure didn't call them. They're just always there at Splash Mountain waiting for celebrities. So you're completely in the clear.
Were you convinced?
Heather goes, thank you. And no, I wasn't. I loved what Emily was saying. I go, Emily, you're MVP of this piece of shit episode. Emily goes, it's a little odd that there was a paparazzo that had direct knowledge that Heather didn't call the paparazzi to Disneyland. I was like, that is such a funny Heather way of doubling down. Total Pinocchio syndrome, where the lie is just getting bigger and bigger. I liked it, but
there's this in California Adventure, there's a small area that's like Hollywood, and there's a wall that you can pose in front of where it's a trompe l'oeil where it looks like the road continues behind you.
Like, I love trompe l'oeils. That's when the photo, like
a trick of the eye.
Trick of the eye, I forget. So in Disneyland, when you see like, oh, there's a castle in the distance. No, it's just painted on the wall, and it tricks my eye. I go, what the hell?
And it looks like the road to Hollywood continues on.
Wow.
And I feel like there's a little alley in Rodeo Drive where she's like, let's go to the paparazzi way. It's just around the corner. And they're like, shutterbugs. And they're like, Heather, we've been talking, all the paparazzi have been talking for years about how wrong everyone is.
Totally. Oh my God. It did seem like, so are you saying with this trick of the eye, are you saying Heather committed a trick, and it was true possibly that Heather called this paparazzi?
It was, because the whole thing was so organized. You know, she had the beds put in the living room, which I'm like, you get to sleep in your probably a double king bed, and then everyone else has to sleep in these little weird beds side by side in the living room. Like, when you're in your 40s, that's not fun.
Sorry, when did we see these beds?
She showed at the beginning when she was setting them up in the living room. She put full on beds with like what's that called?
Garland?
The tapestry.
Trick of the eye. Trumpaloy.
What's that called? The thing that oh my God, I certainly know what that's called. The thing over your bed, fabric over
macrame?
bed.
Macrame?
Canopy.
Oh, a canopy. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have blinked and you blink and you miss it. This canopy. I didn't see this bed set up.
So she did all of that. She had the candy bar. She had the butler. They went to Rodeo Drive. I felt like they needed a permit for that because it felt sort of like, very production organized.
Yeah.
And so it kind of wouldn't surprise me if she was like, it would be funny if a paparazzi was just happened to be there.
I think so too. Yeah. I'm so in the tank. Like I am like fully like you could never convince me that Heather didn't call the paparazzi on her entire. That photo of her pointing in the distance is etched. Her pointing at the fox in Splash Mountain is etched in my mind. And I think she did it. Oh, I was thinking about that sleepover, but now, I was gonna say that it seemed like that butler that was delivering Butterfingers or whatever. All she was like is like, Nick, take a selfie of us, and he was like, okay, madam, or whatever. I was like, what's the butler doing here?
Yeah, he got an easy job that day. So yeah, they go to Crustacean. They literally just eat $150 steaks, tuna cigars with caviar, and she's like, I'm doing groundlings, and then she's like, I'm not scared of Tamra, and that's it.
Yeah, and then is that the end of the episode?
There's more juice on at the other dinner in Temecula. Jenn brings up the fatty photo. There's also, they go wine tasting, and Shannon says she doesn't know what Haktua is.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, she missed Haktua fever when we had that last summer. Do you remember? Oh my God, it was like,
how could I forget? Is she off the grid? She did like Haktua coin and then she had to flee or something?
I think Haktua released it. It was a Haktua coin. It was a huge, huge success. But then I think there was some sort of dip in the market. And now she has fled the country, never to be seen again.
She should be the Bachelorette.
I'm sorry. I all of a sudden I go, what's the Bachelorette? No, wait, yes. Holy shit, Haktua, I think I forget her name, Haley Welch. She should be the next Bachelor after Taylor Grace Frankie, the new one that they just announced.
Yeah. She's not on Dancing with the Stars. It's the other ones. There's the Whitney, or is that her name? The like redhead one, and then the Affleck one.
Are you talking about? Sorry, you're talking about Secret Lives of Mormon show. Yeah. There, three of them, the Affleck twin and the redhead, are on Dancing with the Stars, and then Taylor Frank Jordan
Grace and Frankie
is on the is going to be the new Bachelorette. So huge news for Bachelorette heads.
That's so crazy. I mean, I guess flop on me for not even watching the new season of Mormon Wives, because now it's taken the country by storm.
Yeah. I stopped watching that Bachelor
crossover
garbage.
Hit. Yeah, not for me. But I will watch Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, I'll watch Dancing with the Stars.
Hilaria, are you going to vote for her every day?
Did
we talk about that?
No one ever let us. People were the moderators were saying, don't talk about this. Yeah, no, people said you and me both were sort of hot in our predictions by saying Hilaria is going to trip the light fantastique on Dancing with the Stars, and I couldn't be prouder of her. Her and Alec have been dancing their asses off for months in preparation. Alec is going to be there every single time. Alec's probably like rolling around. I hate to say this phrase, but he's rolling around like a pig in shit in all of this sort of not quote unquote garbage television that he's now the king of. He's the king now of it.
Yeah. Do you think it would behoove them to film a new season of the Baldwins while she's doing Dancing with the Stars, because they're going to have to pick up like all 14 kids and move them to LA? Like, does he have a house in LA? Do we know that? What are they going to do?
It would behoove them like you've never seen it in your life. It would behoove everyone in the world to see how the Baldwins are going to deal with Hilaria's schedule on Dancing with the Stars with those children, and what Alec is going to do in Los Angeles when he's having to cater to this. It's like, it writes itself.
Did you also see, did I send you that Ireland Baldwin gave him a pig-shaped barbecue?
Yeah, I love that. I think that happens at... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That didn't happen on the Baldwins. It was a hilarious ode to him calling her a little pig when she was 15 years old, right? On that voicemail.
Filthy little pig.
Yeah, he goes, you're a
treacherous pig?
He goes, you're a treacherous, filthy little pig, Ireland. I don't remember. I kind of missed that big scandal.
I wouldn't even say that to Norman when he steals my dinner.
I know. I would never call someone. I barely ever called someone a little pig in my life. Are we only? I have to ask you a peek behind the curtain. Are we only 34 minutes into this turtle talk? It feels like it's been an hour.
It's a rough day in America, I gotta say.
Is it? Has it really? Does it seem like it's been 34 minutes? Let us know, Turtle Time. Let us know, listeners. Does it feel like it's been 34 minutes? Because it feels like it's been an hour and a half.
That's what happens when it's your second episode of the day.
Yeah, totally. Okay, then Jenn goes, I got to get a piece of some of this garbage. She goes, I'm going to bring up fatty photo again. And I'm sorry to say it, but that's the term they use.
That's what it's called.
They call it fatty photo. And and they go, you never even got to see the fatty photo of which you've spoken about for weeks? She goes, no, I never even got a peek at it. And then Tamra goes, you know what? That's disgraceful that Heather referred to it as a fatty photo, which Heather didn't. She goes, and I'm going to take that up with Heather someday because that's disgraceful. I just meant, look at how much you've changed. You're not your real you. And she goes, and guess what I heard at the gym? Ryan's favorite type of body is called tits on a stick.
And guess what? That's what you are to a T. I look at you and that's what I see. So he got what he wanted.
And then this is when those flare-ups, I'll say a fatty photo, tits on a stick, that all kind of gets the dinner fired up. And it's a really fake forced fight. I was really like, if you just saw that scene in isolation and you were told to watch Bravo, you'd be like, this fucking sucks. Tamra's like, I'm mad at you, Jenn. And Jenn's like, I'm really mad at you. And then Shannon goes, wait, I'm pissed too, Tamra, all the things you've done. And it was just like, they were like, we're filming this. We're on the clock. You got an hour left. Fight your asses off. We can't save this episode. At
one point, Tamra like bares her teeth. She like tries to apologize. And then Jenn is like not having it. And she goes, I'm telling you, I'm sorry. What do you want? Blood?
Yeah. She goes, do you want blood? And I go, oh my God, that's what Katie said. Blood. She said, do you want my blood? Remember last week?
She said blood.
Yeah. She said blood. Do you remember? Katie goes, what do you want from me, blood? And then Tamra said that exact same thing. They both used that expression.
She just regurged it back. She's like, what do you want from me, blood?
Yeah, what do you want from me, blood? I think we've done that episode justice, right?
Yeah, it just ends on the last thing that's like the cliffhanger, I guess, is that like Shannon says Tamra never takes accountability, and Shannon's like, I'm sorry, I have reservations because every time I'm friends with you, shit goes awry and you're horrible. And they talk about her hard year and how Tamra was always talking shit about her drinking. And Tamra's like, well, like, you had a freaking problem. And guess what? Scheana told me. She drags Scheana in. She's like, Scheana told me she's concerned about your drinking right now. And Gina's like, well.
Yeah. Scheana gives a classic head nod. I'm loving Scheana. She goes, And then she got busted in the moment because Tamra threw her under the bus majorly with Shannon. And then Shannon's starting to get fired up. But that'll be good. It was a nice little, like, bone to throw at us after a really wretched episode.
Yeah.
Right?
It looked like in the episode to come, there's some new Tamra rumor that's like bleeped.
Yeah, it's like they were like, Tamra had sex with Bleep, and Slade goes, oh yeah, sex major with Bleep. And then that's going to be probably what causes the double birds to be thrown when Tamra throws two big middle fingers right in Gretchen's face that this rumor starts to come to light.
Right. I feel like everything around Shade is like bleeped and blurred.
Slade? He's a bleep and blurp, or bleep and bloop type of guy. Everything he says is too salacious to appear on.
Too Slade-lacious.
Dude, he's Slade-lacious, and he just bleeps all the time. He gets completely bleeped. He's the one who's calling and three-way calling Matt and saying, like, you'll ruin my life, Matt, if you say this. All right. Let's switch gears here.
That was maybe like the worst. I mean, one of the worst episodes, but we also just couldn't even try.
It was, I think if you listened to this and you didn't watch the OC episode, watch it, give it 42 minutes of your time and see if Amy and I were accurate. If you have no context, I think you'll agree with us that it was kind of a rough going, really aimless, weird episode halfway through the season.
Yeah.
So but then again, Miami is trying its best. Yes. Miami, let's talk about it. It's called the Birthday Blues Cruise because Adriana's upset about her birthday. I was a little taken aback that we're still in Richard Branson's kingdom, and
I
we're
know.
still seeing Richard Branson's like kind of utopia that he's created for himself on this cruise. And we got aerobics and the spa, and I was like, God, you had to go in every inch of this fucking boat to cater to Richard Branson. And I was getting tired. I mean, basically the entire episode is them just finding out where they can have scenes on this boat.
Yeah, it's like the mud room, like a different restaurant, the spa, the like the workout room. So yeah, it's just a tour day. What was it called again? Like the salacious lady or something.
It's called I think it's called the Resilient Lady.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that to succinctly discuss this, I mean, we'll pop through in and out our favorite things, but there was a good sort of positive end to this episode where they say, we're on Richard Branson's cruise boat. Let's make amends here with this group. And we have Larsa and Lisa coming together at a certain point to bury the proverbial hatchet. And then we get a good resolution finally with Alexia and Stephanie. So I liked that, but it was a little bit of, I don't know if there was just not enough action to sustain me. I think for this, but then it does end, just talking big grand scheme of things. It does end with Stephanie learning or realizing that Marisol has been this puppet master, controlling everything behind the scenes, which I was fired up for that. It was almost like, oh my God, I can't wait for that when Stephanie is kind of aimed in the right direction at Marisol.
She uncovered a stone of something that's been hiding there all along.
It was a stone that was waiting to be turned, and Stephanie turned it this episode, turned it over on its back. What did you think about? I'll just ask you up front. I got to be honest, or I got to ask you honestly. What did you think about that 80s aerobics class?
I mean, I bet it's fun.
Me too. That's what I said too. I said, get me there ASAP. I want to go. Oh, you know what I want to talk about as an undercurrent of this episode, no pun intended, is Adriana is really, they said it. She's having the birthday blues, that ageism comment, so-called
ageism in this world.
Yeah, so the hypocritical stance of Adriana is that she made fun of Marisol's wrinkly knees, as she calls them, and made fun of her being old.
I think she called her an old whore.
She did. She said every age-related thing. She said elderly, old, wrinkled knees, all of these horrible, horrible old people, gray head.
Gray head.
And so she shouldn't have ever said that, and she got a huge dose. Back of the bitter medicine. Norman is like...
Norman is also not on his best behavior today. It's just something's in the air.
I mean, come on. I mean, this is Turtle Time listeners, you have to know.
He's be so fucking for real.
Yeah, seriously. And what was it? Oh, Adriana can't even put a smile on her face. She's like, I know I'm filming, but I'm so sad. I'm older, I guess in theory, and also it's an birthday, and she just did not like that her age was sort of referenced, and I think she feels very isolated in this group. Marisol and Alexia, the two heads of the dragon, hate her.
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of aligned with them, and she just feels out of place, and she's only got Gertie to listen to her.
Yeah.
So she's got the birthday blues big time on
Hardcore.
Richard Branson's cruise.
And she's trapped on the boat. She can't even leave. Yeah. The main first thing I would say is Lisa and Larsa, which it's always fun when they decide to actually make up because they really do just like each other.
I know. They're so a wonderful duo. I see the light in their eyes when they look at each other, and I know what they bond over. Similar sense of humor. They both love Instagram so much.
Yeah.
And it's sweet. And again, Larsa says, she reiterates, she goes, you hurt me to my bones when you said that I called a drone on Marcus and caught him snorting a big line of coke on that boat. And Lisa goes, well, I apologize. And I also love Jody so much. I don't want you to talk about Jody anymore because I love him and I miss your guys' friendship. And Larsa goes, agreed. I never want that again. And they go, please, let's just end this thing. And then Lisa goes, I'll follow you back on Instagram.
Yeah. And she was like, oh my God, you unfollowed me? That's horrible.
Yeah, she goes, "You are a little brat." And Lisa goes, "But I love you so much." And they're sweet. And then Alexia and Stephanie, is this when they go? They have a spa time where it's
Yeah.
like Kiki's jumping from hot water to cold water, and there's mud and foot rubs. And then Stephanie and Alexia go to talk, have a private conversation, and that's when Alexia, in a way, voices that Marisol, in addition to not liking the rules of the jet etiquette,
Yeah.
also Marisol hated when Stephanie went out to lunch with Adriana, which is perfect for me to hear because I believe that Marisol hates Adriana, considers her main rival on this show. So she was trying to punish Stephanie for courting her in a way.
What a crazy thing. Like, that's embarrassing to be revealed that you're mad that someone on the cast had lunch with someone on the cast.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I believe that there is this huge Cold War between Adriana and Marisol. They hate each other worse than you could ever imagine. They've been on the show the longest, the entire time, and I think that there's just been this simmering grudge between each other. There's just unspeakable things that have happened between them in this 10-year run, or however long it's been. It's been over that, actually, because there was that huge break.
Yeah.
They then... Alexia and Stephanie, this was kind of like almost too good to be true. Not in the sense of good, like I liked it, but they have this bonding moment about their sisters and how they both don't speak to them. They have contentious relationships with their sisters, and they both cry and hug each other, acknowledging that this is like a huge, horrible time in their lives for them and their siblings.
Kind of crazy. I don't think that's been mentioned. If it has, it was fleeting. She said that Alexia said she didn't talk to her sister for 2 years, even when their mom died, and it was horrible, and that her sister texted her when Todd filed for divorce, but it hasn't been good. She also, because they were bonding, I feel like she said it before, but she said it again. I feel like she's slightly, ever so slightly, throwing Marisol under the bus to be like, it was actually on her. I actually felt very stressed about the idea of not going on the jet because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. And they do, I think it's later when they talk about the puppet master stuff, but Alexia's like, I always tell the truth. And so it's like she's the mouthpiece.
Yeah. She enacts Marisol's vision and holds Marisol's grudges. Stephanie makes a great point. I really like Stephanie. Maybe she's not a 10 out of 10, the funniest person I've ever seen in my life, but she's really handling herself well. I hope I've complimented her enough in her presence on this season. But she says, I felt a little sad after I freaked out at dinner and got really upset. It wasn't Larsa who comforted me. It was you and Alexia and Marisol. And then all of a sudden we were having this talk where we're shit talking, having fun, we're in solidarity together, and then you were the two that left me and said you're not going in protest. I get why that was sort of a head scratcher for Stephanie. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So I think she articulated herself well there.
I agree. No, she's playing the game quite well. They bond, hug over the estranged sisters. Then the big, the last cruise thing is this dinner where everyone wears red. Lisa's on time. She's very proud of that. And then Gertie is continuing on her fashion tour of ill-advised choices, in my opinion. She's wearing these it's like what Lady Gaga wore in 2012, those lace bunny ears with a veil. And it's just like everyone's just wondering why she's wearing that.
Yeah, Larsa goes, what the fuck?
I think she got the wrong memo. And they have a little bit of a, Kiki's like, I'll ask, when did everyone last have sex? I'm like, okay. And then Alexia's like, I had sex with Todd on Wednesday or whatever. And they're all like, oh my God, walk of shame. And she's like, he's my husband. She gets all pissed. And they're like, Lisa's like, just kidding. Damn. Never mind. Just never talk about Todd. It's not worth it.
It's really not worth it. It's so confusing. No one should ever bring it up again. And then they go, Adriana, we got to do something for you. Adriana is her head is basically in her soup. She's so sad.
I've never seen anyone more bummed out in my life.
Oh, I mean, I've been that bummed out all the time at a bunch of different dinners and bars, but that was huge for her. She's just in a sour, sad mood. And then they bring out this cake and it's got 59 candles on it.
Who did this? Actually, who did this? They won't say. There's a math equation on the cake that says 32 times 2 minus 5 equals 59. Like, what kind of insanity is that?
I don't know, but Adriana, who was already sensitive about her age, gets it remarked upon on her cake, and she goes, "I hate this cake so much. Why did they have to do 32 times 2 minus 5? They wanted it to be older, and then they wanted to subtract the 5?
I don't, because I'm like, I guess because it's not even. Like, if she was 60, you could say, like, you could be like turning 30 again, or like
Yeah.
30 2.0.
Yeah, I like
You know?
remember we did we used to say double 20s or something. Like, remember who? I want to be double 20 pretty soon when I turn 40. Or people were
Right.
doing that for a second.
Yeah.
Double 30? No, nobody ever did
So
that.
I don't know who the fuck came up with this, but it was confusing. They wiped it off. She hated it. She flicks off the group. She's like, please miss me with this. But then it ends okay. They have some hot guys bring in shots, and then they dance. There's some event by the pool where they dance, and that's it for the Branson cruise.
That's it. I would go to that red dinner.
Sure.
I mean, if it was the dinner. If it was the dinner,
I was
everybody had to go
upset
to.
where I thought that Emily on OC was Miss Foodie, but she was like, ew, caviar, get it off my plate. I don't eat anything that comes from a vagina. It's like, get a life, freak.
Yeah, and every meat that I thought this, I started screaming. Every meat you eat came out of a vagina.
Yeah, damn.
All of it.
Think about it.
Right? Come on, can we please be honest?
I saw that McBee cow being born.
Oh, I know. Oh my God, that was so
The beautiful
sweet.
miracle of
Cole,
life.
oh, it was so, oh my God, it was so beautiful. Cole pulls it out. He goes, or immediately starts tagging it.
Yeah, he's like, you're meat now.
I was kind of sad that that the first thing that little calf saw was Cole McBee because his mom ran off.
She screamed.
What world is this? I'm on McBee Farm. Okay, then we're out of Richard Branson's kingdom. They were released from it, never to advertise it again. Gertie decides, I think that her husband and her talked about, in addition to couples therapy, there's some trauma that Gertie should process in her childhood. And so she goes to solo therapy, kind of a little reluctantly, but I think she appreciates it. And I'll just say that it does sound like she had a traumatic childhood coming to America, where she felt like she says she felt like she was in prison because she wasn't allowed to leave this like house for 3 months with people she barely knew.
Mm-hmm.
And they really hit on something, I think, and the therapist is like, well, we all are responsive based off the trauma that we've suffered in life. So those actions and stuff come from as a result of our trauma. So they kind of give us a little peek into that Gertie therapy session.
Yeah, and she said that Julia throwing water on her brought her all the way back to being bullied in middle school and how horrible it was. I'm like, yeah, don't let her forget it. We can keep bringing that up indefinitely.
Seriously, I kind of liked Marisol inviting Frankie and Alexia over to her house just because I felt like they revealed some stuff that they didn't want to reveal as two people who are sort of their confidants.
Yeah.
But Frankie is being really fun. He's like, Marisol, you drink too much. Please stop drinking right now. And then at one point he gets really mad because Marisol starts punching, was it Steve, her husband's name? She started punching me, and Frankie goes, Marisol, do not do that. Please stop punching Steve. And then Alexia talks about Todd again.
Yeah.
And that's when Marisol is flying off the handle saying, I don't like Todd at all.
Also, Marisol's the host and has not a single thing on her plate.
Really?
I was like, at least put like something on your plate so the audience thinks you're eating.
Yeah, she goes, I ate a bunch of vegan cheese right before you came. But it's like, that's no excuse.
It was weird. She doesn't seem like she eats at all. She has like no sustenance. And then they're talking about Todd. They're asking if Peter has talked to Todd, like what's going on there. They have not. But Alexia's like, I dream of us all being together one day. And then her phone starts blowing up by Todd. Like he's reaching out.
And Marisol goes, oh, I don't want to talk shit about Todd. I feel like he has a listening device on me and he's going to kill me someday. And then Alexia kind of goes like, what the hell are you talking about? And
Frankie's like, huh?
Yeah. And the scene ends awkwardly. She's like, he's going to tie me to a bunch of concrete boots and kill me and throw me in a river. And Alexia goes, what the hell are you talking about?
I am almost done with the second Ripley book. He's dropping bodies in water all the time. That's his thing, apparently.
Oh my God! You could get away with it back then in the 1950s. You just tie a little brick to their feet and get them out of there. Wait, so tell me, how was? I didn't know you got to the second. How was the first, Ripley?
It's great. I mean, I already knew most of it. It's pretty stressful. He, they really hammer it home that when you do crimes like that, they're going to be on your ass.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You mean the authorities once they start
They
getting
are
whiffs.
going to be curious and wanting some info. And that's what, like, basically the whole book, the first and the second one, are just him getting hounded the whole time. Like, always getting a knock, always getting a call where he has to be like, fuck.
Oh my god, that sounds so cool. You told me about the Ripley series. I think you watched it before me, and I was a little skeptical of it because I loved the movie so much. But I loved that show. I thought it was so good. So I want to be in that Ripley world with you someday.
Yeah, it's an easy read. It's helping me not go on TikTok before bed. It's like, you know.
What's the second one called?
Ripley Underground.
Holy shit! Oh my god, is he? Because he's kind of like on the run, metaphorically and.
Yeah, he's the basic, without spoilers, he is, because, you know, he's like a fraudster. He's like a Frank Abagnale Jr. by trade. He's doing like art fraud where they're basically painting this popular artist who is actually dead, but no one knows he's dead. They're like, he's in Mexico, like he's a recluse, and they keep producing his art. And they have this whole scam going, but then like people find out and maybe people die.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Tom Ripley is really. I never thought he'd get into art forgery, but I didn't know shit about him.
He's in France. He has a wife now in the French countryside.
Oh my god! Okay, well I can't wait. I hope they make I hope they do new Ripley adventures with that same team that made that Netflix one because I want to see more of this adventure. Okay, all right. Finally, in conclusion,
yes.
This is when that reveal of Stephanie turning a final stone to reveal Marisol has been the puppet master the entire time. Adriana shows up to what's Stephanie's business called?
Oh, right. It's like Shoma Christmas Bazaar.
Yeah, she's having the yearly Shoma Christmas Bazaar, which we all know about. It's sort of a big or a huge event in Miami. And she goes, Adriana, I want you to sing your ass off. Adriana goes, I got a 10-person band. I'm getting a piano. I'm going to sing beautiful Christmas songs, which I cannot wait. I hope they are not all. I hope they're just, she gets a free for all. She gets every heavy hitter, like Little Drummer Boy, I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Hot Christmas.
Oh, that sounds beautiful too. A new Christmas rendition of her Miami's Hot, Hot, Hot song. I hope they they unleash the Bravo vault and let her do a bunch of beautiful Christmas tunes. But then Stephanie goes, sit down, Adriana. This has a dual purpose. Not only do I want you to sing, but I want to tell you about how I learned that Marisol has been pulling the strings and that Alexia is just the mouthpiece. And Adriana goes, I've been saying this for years. Welcome to the club. Thanks for joining.
Well. She slow claps.
She goes, now you know, and now you and I can fight her together. And then Stephanie goes, well, yes, that's true. And then she says what we said last week. She goes, I found out that she had the sights aimed on me, but she better kill me because if she doesn't, I'm striking a bullseye when I go back at her, baby. And Adriana goes, happy holidays.
What was it? Kelly Dodd, who was like, she's the puppet and we're the master. And then she was like, wait.
I don't remember that actually. I want to do you know what would be a fun turtle time trip is to get a little Kelly Dodd action on an OC. Go back to those archives. And get
I sent it to you. There was a tweet where they were talking about that, like, Katie's being bullied by the group, which we have to agree at this point because she's literally not on the show. But they were like, there's a history of this bullying, and one of their examples was Kelly Dodd, and I was like, you cannot bully Kelly Dodd. Like, she's like a killer. Like, she's insane.
Totally. I mean, oh my god, the highlight reel of her fucking talking shit to everyone is insane. Great. Wonderful well, Miami, OC, I think we covered them in a sort of a kind of haphazard way. We definitely talked about news. I mean, that was the first thing we did.
Yeah. I'll give some context. We recorded this a little early because this weekend, am going to Tahoe, which means I will be going to Vanderpump Wolf restaurant. So it's worth it for this episode to potentially be missing some Thursday news because you'll get to hear about me going to Lisa's hottest new restaurant.
Oh my God. And I'm going to be like not a fly on the wall because I won't be there, but I can't wait for your firsthand reporting. I'm going to hear it live when you talk about it on Turtle Time next week, if you're able to.
Yeah.
Any secret you uncover?
Yeah. I think we did some, the only way we could book a group was there's like a bachelorette package or something. I don't even know what it comes with, but I'll report back. But it was the only way we were able to get a group reservation was this weird like party package.
I cannot wait to see what the party package is like at Wolf by Vanderpump. So that's huge. So that's why our news kind of was like, kind of bit the dust.
A little limp, but it's worth it. And then when we go to BravoCon, I'm saying this out loud so that we do it, but we have to figure out what Vanderpump establishments we're going to go to then. Like, it's coming up.
I know. Last time we were there, Lisa and Ken selfishly hogged Vanderpump à Paris for 2 full days. They were just like holding meetings and like they were like letting people watch them eat for 2 days. And I was like, I want to go to one of these places. So we need to book in advance, plan. What's the other one that I never get to go to? The littler one?
Pinkies?
Oh, I got to go to Pinkies. Oh, we're going to
I don't
be
think
going
I've
nuts.
even been in Vegas since Pinkies existed. But I went to Vanderpump à Paris, I think pre-BravoCon, and they have a Eiffel Tower shaped shots tower where there's like 10 shots on the Eiffel Tower and you all get to have some, and it was awesome.
I just wrote down BravoCon goals in my head, and number 1 to the top of the charts is Eiffel Shot Tower at Pinkies with you and all of our friends. Could you imagine starting our trip like that? All right. Well, okay. I have one thing I want to promote before we leave. Amy and I announced wonderful new tiers. We are recording this a little off schedule, so we're going to give Lisa Boudoir new members the biggest shout out of their lives very soon. I know you're champing at the bit. We're going to announce every Lisa's Boudoir that comes in on our main feed episodes. But unfortunately we're doing this a little early, but I want to talk about how we have these new tiers, the screening room tier on Patreon, which is a $10 tier, which you get access to a new series that Amy and I are doing, a monthly movie series called the Villa Rosa Film Society. We started with Willy Wonka, and we are going to blow your fucking minds when we reveal our October shit. And we're going to let screening room people vote on these movies every month, which I think is a fun, interactive way to keep us on track. And then there's this beautiful tier, the $25 tier, which is basically just like you've got money that's burning a hole in your pocket and you want to give it to 2 struggling podcasters that you must love to give us money. And so we announced those things, and it's been kind of, it's been very rewarding for Amy and I, and we love absolutely every Villa Rosa VIP that has joined or switched or done whatever.
Yes, we love you all. We're just a couple of pod poppers trying to survive in this economy.
Look at us. I mean, you can tell, right? You read
Listen
between
to
the
us,
lines.
we're melting.
Look at us. Look at this pot. What the hell is this? Oh my God. But you guys, the Villa Rosa VIPs, they are the only reason that Turtle Time exists. We could not live off what we're doing without our Villa Rosa VIPs. So thank you. We're going to sign off. We've never done an hour episode, but you gotta take what you can get from Amy and I today. We love you. We cherish you. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.